What really happened in Blackwater? In this video, we'll try to cover most of the Blackwater Massacre and try and understand what happened, even though we didn't see it. It started when the Vanderlyn gang tried to rob a ferry in Blackwater carrying $150,000 in bank money. Dutch actually led the heist, encouraged by Micah Bell, even though Arthur and Hosea weren't there. The robbery started off well, but everything fell apart when the Pinkertons and local police arrived, leading to a deadly shootout.
We had the money, it seemed fine, and suddenly they were everywhere.
Bounty hunters?
No, Pinkertons. It was crazy. Raining bullets.
During the chaos, Dutch killed a woman named Heidi McCourt, seemingly pushed by Micah, and after that massacre, several members of the gang were killed or injured. For starters, Davy and Jenny died from their wounds shortly after escaping, while Mac was captured by Agent Melton and later died. John was shot in the arm and Charles was burned in his hand, but they both managed to escape. Sean was captured by bounty hunters but was eventually rescued.
Dutch killed a girl in a bad way, but it was a bad situation.
That ain't like him, though.
Davey got shot. Mac and John, both shot too. Sean, we don't even know. I'm surprised we escaped at all. By the time you boys showed up from the other side of town, we were only just holding on.
Because of the heat, the gang had to leave the stolen money behind, hiding it in a secret location known only to Dutch and Hosea. Before escaping into the mountains of Ambarino, they eventually found shelter in an abandoned town called Coulter. However, the failed robbery deeply affected the gang and the morale was very low. And there was tension, especially with Arthur and Hosea blaming Micah for convincing Dutch to go through with this plan.
Just what went on in Blackwater?
We got jumped. What do you think happened?
You said it was going to be easy.
I did the best I could, old man. I don't answer to you.
We're running for our lives because of a bad call you made.
We're bank robbers. Way I see it, it's an occupational hazard.
Jenny, Mac, Davy, they mattered to me.
Well, I'm real sorry, but dying, that's part of the game. You know that?
Meanwhile, Blackwater was in extreme chaos. The town and nearby regions were put on lockdown, with Pinkertons patrolling everywhere. Residents were even digging up their gardens looking for the missing money. The town took a long time to recover from that incident. This failed heist marked the beginning of the gang's downfall, as they lost many gang members, trust, and their unity started to crumble. It was the turning point in their story. Let's talk about the interesting facts related to the Blackwater Massacre. The Blackwater heist might have been a setup, given how quickly the Pinkertons arrived. Dutch, Micah, John, Sean, Javier, and the Calendar brothers were involved in the heist, while Arthur and others arrived later to help. Jenny Kirk likely died during the escape, not the robbery itself. Lenny, Charles, and Karen were not part of the heist.
You know, I'll never forget that image of you boys bursting back in after Blackwater, all bloody up.
Well, try to.
John is haunted by Heidi McCourt's death, which Micah pushed Dutch to commit.
Sometimes I start thinking about that girl. Well, Javier knows what we saw, and it weren't pretty. Ask Micah. Although he encouraged it, weren't pretty at all. I just hope Dutch was right when he said that we had to do it to survive.
The strange man is rumored to have been present due to his detailed account of events.
Do you remember Hattie McCourt's face? Who? She was a girl Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head on that raid on the ferry a few years back. Same one you got shot on. Pretty girl. Until her eye was hanging out by a thread of tendon and her brain was plastered over a wall.
Landon Ricketts is named as a survivor, even though it's not confirmed in Red Dead Redemption 2. These unanswered details deepen the mystery surrounding the massacre.